When I think of home, I think of a place where there's love overflowing. I wish I was home, I wish I was back there with the things I've been knowing.
Hi, my name is Larry White, and I am your producer and director of The Inner Beat. The Inner Beat is a socially conscious program that sometimes showcases cultural events as well as community events. And occasionally, we'll even bring a little song and dance. So sit back and enjoy The Inner Beat.
My father was married to a light-skinned girl. I know why. Because he didn't like himself. And most of us today marry light-skinned people because we don't like ourselves. The light-skinned girl, every black doctor or lawyer in Harlem had him a light-skinned girl or a white girl. But when he couldn't get one of the white girls as the secretary, that was going on in the United States, wherever black was, throughout the Caribbean or the United States. The dark-skinned woman had no chance. She had to be exceptionally good. And many of us were ashamed to be married to somebody that was black. Ashamed. We did not want to admit it to ourselves that we had started to hate ourselves tremendously. But John didn't. John would say to me at times, "We got to talk." I said, "Where?" So we would find some restaurant and we'd meet and talk. So days after, John said to me one day, "When we go to the Shambo, let us, one of us, ask to address the audience." We so did, and we were told we could not address the audience by the lady dead now. She used to be in charge of the library.
Jean Hudson.
Jean Hudson. When Jean Hudson told us we couldn't address the audiences, we got very angry. And we said we wanted to give a lecture of our own. That time there was Richard Moore. Richard Moore was from Barbados. And he had a bookstore. His bookstore was between Lennox Avenue and 7th Avenue, 125th Street.
Lennox. No, 7th. 7th.
Around the corner from Mitchell Road was Brother Michaud, Elder Michaud. Elder Michaud from Brooklyn, from Philadelphia, was the owner. His brother, Mr. Michaud, took care of the store. Mrs. Brown worked in the store. On the corner was a jewelry store.
Diamond.
Diamond. What?
Diamond.
Diamond bookstore. Sold more numbers than they stole jewelry. A number store. It was the biggest number store in Harlem. On the other corner, I used to speak there with Arthur Reed and a number of us, Rastikala, most of them from Jamaica. Rastikala and a sister Lucille. That made up the strength of the movement. Eloise Moore, a dark little sister, she was she didn't have a job, special job. Her only more, her biggest sister, and another one was a nurse from the Bronx. Because they were Keith Beard, who was Mr. Intellectual. Between us, we would meet at 125th Street. Arthur Reed was the main speaker of our group, was from Jamaica. Arthur Reed was the one that decided to make a doll. Every black person in Harlem had a white doll. A white doll. Arthur Reed said, no, this ain't right. They got a black doll. And Arthur Reed made a black doll. Black. And you will see Czech mothers pulling their children. No, don't stop them, he's crazy. We still consider the time Cora was big. On the street, Roy Ennis was there. And before Ennis, the head of Cora.
Farmer?
Roy Ennis. Jim Farmer.
Jim Farmer. We fought the streets and we walked the streets. It was across the street at the Hotel Teresa was chock full of nuts.
Downstairs.
Yeah, and then there we start. And John and I said we got to get closer. We're gonna have to fight one day. I said, John, don't say we gotta fight and don't mean it. Because you don't mean it. If we got to fight, let's walk towards fighting. He said, no, I don't mean that the way you mean. We got to intellectually fight these people. He said, how we can do it? John said, the Black Club with men like Professor somebody used to work at Columbia.
Wake up everybody, no more sleeping in bed. No more backward thinking, time for thinking ahead. The world has changed so very much from what it used to be.